I'm Sudarshan Koirala and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about document parsing. The focus of this video will be in the LlamaParse from LlamaIndex. I have created many videos before. If you go to my YouTube channel and just search different things, there are different document parsing videos before, right? You can just go through here and search different videos. And I have published one blog post also about PDF parsing mainly, where I have explained, or let's say listed, some of the things about docking. I created the video before, and there is unstructured. You can find a whole playlist in my YouTube channel about unstructured. I have also created videos about LlamaParse in a piece by piece basis. There are other different tools or packages to do the document parsing. So how the video will be: first I will explain you the importance of document parsing. Then as you can see here, this is the flow of the video. Let me highlight you. First I will show you through the LlamaParse documentation itself, and I will walk you through the LlamaParse cloud, as they call it, because there are different functionalities inside it, and I'm talking about LlamaParse in this video. I will show you the website walkthrough in the beginning, what is there, and all the main components. What I'm trying to do here is first explain most of the things. I'll try to cover almost all the things that has to be offered from LlamaParse. I will show you all these different things in the UI itself first, so that you get the idea, okay, how it works in the UI, and all these things we can do for free. One thing to remember here is, of course, this is the managed service from LlamaIndex. If you want to do this in your production level things with many documents, of course you need to pay, but they provide some credits for free, so we can try this for free. Whatever I will be showing you in this video, you can try it for free, because the credits they provided, it's enough for us to go and try, because that's how it works, right? If somebody is providing you service, they want you to pay something in the long run, but they allow you to try for free. This is exactly what LlamaIndex has done in Llama. I will also show you some limitations, or I will show you the documentation where they have also mentioned some limitations about. And after showing all the different things, I will show you almost all the things mentioned in the UI in the Python code itself in VS Code. You can also do this LlamaParse coding. That will be the flow of this video. The video will be quite long. I am going to cover most of the things in one video, so that you don't need to jump between different videos. I will provide the time stamp in the video, so it's easy for you to follow, or you can jump between different pieces, whichever you want. Let's get started. This is what I said that I will be covering. Here you can see, let's start from the first one, LlamaParse documentation, right? Or maybe before that, why document parsing is important. Now we are talking about AI, different use cases of AI, and document parsing is the key. As I have mentioned here, you can see garbage in, garbage out, because this was the concept that it was before also when we were talking about machine learning, right? What is the key thing for any machine learning tool? The tools are there, and there are many tools we can choose from. Similarly, in the AI or LLM also, there are many providers. There is OpenAI, there is Anthropic, there is AWS Bedrock, there is other different providers like Google and so on, right? But what you own is the data. There might be different formats of data in your company. The hardest thing is to document, to parse the document, right? Meaning that, in simple terms, if you to understand, document parsing meaning making the data that you have ready for the LLM to consume, so that it can provide a better answer for you, right? Garbage in, garbage out, meaning that if you provide bad data into your system or LLM, it will provide bad results. But if you parse the document properly and feed it into the LLM, then the LLM will generate the right answers for you. There are many LLM providers and different LLMs. If you have your data strong and cleaned version, you can just test with different LLMs. That is where LlamaParse comes into play, because as far as I have tried different parsing tools, this is one of the best, because it's easy to use and has good quality parsing techniques, because it is the managed service. And once you provide the managed service, of course you need to do some homework so that users can use it easily. That is exactly what LlamaParse has done. That is the simple why document parsing is necessary things. Now let's go into this LlamaParse documentation. If I click this one, it will take me to the documentation. I will provide all the links in the description of the video. You can just go there and click. I'll provide you the link and say, okay, here is LlamaParse. Let's just follow what it mentioned in the documentation. LlamaParse. Okay, so LlamaParse, the world's best document parsing service from LlamaIndex, right? LlamaParse allows you to securely complex documents. I will show you the supported documents later. As you can see here, there is this REST API, Python package, TypeScript SDK. You can just go here, sign up, and read the onboarding document. Okay, so here it says why LlamaParse. This is really important because at LlamaIndex, we have a mission to connect your data to LLMs. The effectiveness of presenting your data to LLMs is that it can be easily understood by the model. This is what I mentioned you before, that making the data LLM ready is the main thing about document parsing, and that is what LlamaParse is also doing. You can follow all the different documents. I will be coming back to this via different links later also. If I go back to this chart here or diagram here, and here is the supported document types, it brings back to the documentation, but here you can see it has different document types being supported. And here is the official list of supported types by file extension. So the base types is PDF. That is the mainly used document type in many cases, right? And then here you can see the documents and presentation. So here are different things here. There is even the spreadsheets. You can provide the spreadsheets here and see all the different things. And there is also the audio, and note the audio file are limited to 20 MB. And you can see different formats of the audio being supported. These are the different document types. And now I will walk you through the UI because there is a link for sign up, as I mentioned before. Now if I go to the website, let me go through the link here. This is the link. Okay, this is the link of the web UI. As I said you before also, Llama Cloud is the link, and inside there is parsing and index and different things, but the main focus here is the parse. This is the UI, as you can see there. Let me quickly walk you through the UI. Here in the left side, you can see there is this parse and index and the settings that you want to do here. API keys, when we start implementing this into the Python, we need to have the API key. So I will take the API key from here. Here is the documentation. And you can even have the Llama trace. Here I have the premium plan, but you can have the free plan also to follow this video. And here it will show you some of the limitations or how many pages you want to parse if you have the free plan. 0 credits today. I haven't used any of this today, so I'm going to use this in this demonstration. Pricing info, status, and all the different things are here. On the top you can see there are organizations. You can create the organizations here. I have selected the data science basics. I created this one, and here I have created the YouTube, so you can choose different projects. It is inside the documentation, or let's say inside this particular project. In the LlamaParse, you can see there are different things. I will go through after some time, but there is the API status and documentations, report issue on GitHub, and so on. You can even go here and have the questions. When you are doing something, maybe something does not work, you can just go here and ask the questions. So there is a support for you also from the LlamaParse side. This is the UI, and you can see here we have the history. Whatever we did before is all here, and then there is old history legacy. This is the normal UI stuffs. Let me first go to the main components, and then I will come back to the limitations, or maybe let's go to the limitations already, so you know that what is the limitations there. So the limitations there is maximum run time for the jobs is 30 minutes. If your job takes more than 30 minutes to process, timeout error will be raised. Maximum size of the file is 300 MB. Maximum file extract OCR per page is 35 images, because it uses OCR to extract the images. And if there are more than 35 images, only the 35 biggest one are extracted, because in some cases you might have the page with many images. And as you can see, how this is extracted is also mentioned here. And the maximum amount of text extracted per page is 64 KB. Content beyond the 64 KB mark is ignored. These are some of the limitations. You might need to look into it. because sometimes there is some error and you might be thinking, okay, what might have gone wrong? So it's always good to have these limitations already known so that you know why there is some error there. Now let's go into the main components. From the main components, I'll first go through the file URL or upload. So it's easier for me also to just go one by one. I will close this, I'll close this, I'll go to the main LlamaParse, I'll go to the sandbox. So what I'm mentioning by file is, you can see here there are two things. You can pass the URL itself, right? The good thing here is there is this question mark. Just click it. It says it is possible to pass the file from a URL. So you can just copy paste the URL. As you can see, the example is already here. And once you paste here, for example, if I paste this, then it will say, okay, parse. But then you can have different options to choose from how you want to parse this. And the next thing is you can just click this, and or you can drag here and upload the things from your local computer. Let's go to the different modes. So different modes, meaning that this one, right here is different mode. There is fast mode. Let me first go through all of this and then I will show you with the example so you will get the idea, right? The fast mode is, when using the fast mode, we do not use the OCR or extract any images from your documents. Use on image poor documents like text only PDFs. So from this description already, or the informations already, you know that when you need to choose this fast mode. Why I'm saying this is because you see here there is 1 credits 3 page, 1 credit 1 page, meaning that there is some credit that is being provided. Each page has some credits in it, right? For example, here if this accurate mode has 1 credit 1 page, but here the premium mode has 1 page 15 credits. So why is there 14 credits more? Just go here now just to see here. Here it says it performs, let me go on top of it, it will just show here, performs OCR, image extraction and table heading identification, ideal for complex documents with images. So when you use the code, I will show you later how you can use this. You can just use accurate mode equals to true in the API. If you go to this premium mode, you can see performs OCR, image extraction, table identification, ideal for complex documents with images, output equations in the LaTeX format, output diagrams in the Mermaid format. That is the two things additional to the accurate mode. So that's the premium mode. It says here our most accurate mode. If you want to have the best accurate mode, you can see it is 15 credits per page. So you need to pay more because under the hood, probably using LLMs to do the things. Some of the people said LlamaParse, some of the functionality is just a wrapper on top of some LLMs. And indeed, it is also true because whatever they do is the managed service. So we don't know what is the system prompt or whatever it is written under the hood to make that happen. You can use LLMs to do this parsing by yourself also now because LLMs are becoming better and better each day. But having the managed service is that you don't need to go through that pain of providing the system prompts. Okay, now it didn't extract something. How do I need to do it? You need to spend some time to configure that. It's up to you. If you want to go that route, you need to pay by yourself. There is already that functionality also from LlamaIndex, LlamaParse itself here, third party multimodal model. It says 1 page and it's EN. Because what happens with this mode is, as you can see here, it says using the third party multimodal model will incur additional cost. So it is said here, you can see with use with caution, right? This option transforms the document into an image per page and uses a third-party multimodal model to convert it into the markdown. The process cost up to 0.06 USD, so it's 6 cents per page unless you provide your own vendor API key, which incur the usual cost plus any vendor charges. This mode outputs only markdown or JSON, not raw text. There are different formats of the output formats. You can use without Llama. If you have different documents, you need to provide different system prompts to do the parsing. But then you can use the same technique without your own API key and pay more. But if you use your own API key, that is also possible and it will cost you less in the documentation itself. Here is the continuous mode in beta. What does this mean is performs OCR, image extraction, table heading identification, ideal for documents containing tables with span multiple pages. You can see the documents containing tables is spanning into multiple pages, meaning there is a table starting in one page, it goes to the next page, the table still continues. Because in some cases, if you have just one page extracted and you parse that, then the table is not continued there. But with this mode, it will extract the second table also on top of the first one, so you get the better answer, right? So it says here continuous mode, output only one page with all the content of the document, right? If you want to use this, you can use this one also. And I really like now this auto mode, because auto mode, what happens is there is accurate mode and the premium mode. There is 1 credit for one page, and that is 15 credits, right? So when to use when, because you might have documents and you don't want to go to each and every page and say, okay, use this and so on. With the auto mode, it is determined by itself. As you can see, it says from 1 to 15, meaning that if it does not need to do the premium mode, it uses the accurate mode. So it just costs 1 credits for one page. This is what it is mentioned here also. So you can see here there can be a structured output also. You can have JSON schema and so on. If you need these kind of use cases, you can go with this one. This is the parsing instructions. I will provide you the example later, how you can use the parsing instructions, because this is what I was mentioning before. If you use LLMs by yourself with the API key, you need to provide really good parsing instructions for the LLM in order to parse the document. With LlamaParse also, you can use the different modes to parse the document. Yes, it does the parsing. But then if you want to be extracted in some shortened format, then you can provide the parsing instruction so that it follows what you provided in the parsing instructions, and the output will be in that format. It's really helpful. I will demonstrate this later. Text and image handling. So you can use different things here. OCR languages for images. If you go on top of this, it will show, okay, the language parameter is used to determine the OCR model to use for images inside the document. If you click on this one, you can see there are different languages being supported. So you can choose one of the language that is used for the OCR. This is really handy. And next one is capture use page screenshot. Take a screenshot of each page and add it to the JSON output. If you want this, you can just go here. If you want to skip the OCR because it's faster, and skip image extractions also, it is faster, right? Annotate links. We'll try to add links from documents into the markdown. So if you want that, you can just enable this. Skip diagonal text, meaning that it is mentioned here quite easily. By default, LlamaParse extracts all text from your document. If the text is rotated at any angle other than 0, 90, 180, 270, it will ignore, right? So set skip diagonal text equals to true on the API, right? And then here, do not unroll the columns. So output the PDF of the document. If the document is originally a PDF, the original PDF will be returned. If the document is a spreadsheet, the output will be spreadsheet instead. And the generated PDF can be retrieved using this endpoint as it is mentioned here. This is also good functionality. Extract the charts. LlamaParse will detect and extract charts as images. If you have charts in your document, you can extract those. This is the thing mentioned here. There is this extract layout, 1 extra credit per page. Another one is the page specification. This is important because let's say that you have 700 pages of PDF, and if you need to parse each and every of those PDF, it will cost you some credits. But what if you want to parse some of the pages only? For example, I want 7, 12 and 35 only. You can parse the target pages here, and even the bounding box also, meaning that you specify an area of the document that you want to parse. This can be helpful to remove the headers and footers. For example, if you have many things in the header, because if that is repeated in, as the example, 800 pages, you have in 800 pages all the headers and footers will be taken. So you don't want that, because that is not the information that you want to provide to the LLM each and every time, right? So you can skip those things also here using this functionality. The margins are expressed as a fraction of the page, a number between 0 and 1. As you can see here, this is the example. And then guess actual SX sheet name. This is another really good one. The next one is page formatting. So if you want to format some of the page suffix, page prefix, page separators, and so on, so you can go through this. There is this wave hook if you need this kind of functionality. And the cache settings also, here you can see Llama Cloud keeps results for 48 hours after upload. So you can just go here and see. There is also this HTML and web parameters. You can see here. This is also really good, let's say, parsing trick here. There are different things, and because if I go through each and every one of these, it will take hours, but it's up to you which one you want to use. I will show you some of the examples so that we can test how it performs and parses the document and which one to choose. These are the things that I will be showing you some of the examples in the UI now, and then we'll go into the code and implement it. So before continuing into the other part, I create videos related to the AI, data science, machine learning, and other different things. You can just go through the channel, and if you find the videos helpful, please consider subscribing, thumbs up, and share the videos if you want, so that it reaches to more people like you. So yeah, let's get back into the content now. Okay, so now let's first go with the file URL. I have this page here, the sustainability report of Kone 2023. This is the 84 pages document. So let's say that I don't want to parse all the different things. So what I can do is, let's say that I just want to parse this page number 7, right? And now what I can do is, this is page number 7, right? If I go to the Llama Cloud, I have this HTML here. So what I can do is page specification. So I will go here and write here page 7. But one thing to remember here is it starts with 0. So if you hover on top of it, it will say here that pages are numbered starting at 0. So just to show you an example, because that might be sometimes confusing, because this is page 7, right? Let's first do exactly 7. What it will do, I will do 7 parse, and this is the premium mode. So here you can see there is the 0 credits today. I haven't used any of the credits. Now it will be using 15 credits out of it. It says an unknown error occurred during the processing. So I said here page 7, there is unknown error. So if I go to the history, it says here, okay, 4 January, it's today, right? And then it says some unknown errors. So this is one of the things I have also faced sometime. When you pass the URL, it sometimes does not pass the specific pages, but if you parse the whole page, it works. Maybe some of the things under the hood, there is something missing, because when I use this premium mode, that is what I have noticed. But if I go to the accurate mode, and then I will just pass the same URL, then I will go to page specification, let's just say 7. This should work. Let's see if it works or not. But you need to be careful, because this one has additional to be going through it in order to parse that particular thing. So as the PDF has some huge length, probably there is something wrong, because I have faced this issue a couple of times already, that it is not parsing from the URL link, but it will work with the uploaded file. I will do the same thing if it works or not later with the premium. So you can see here, I said this with the accurate, and I said page number 7, sustainability report 2023 year, this approach offering operations, people, and so on. Now if I go here, page number 7 year approach, this building for the future. If I go here, so this is the break through people and material flow technology, right? Meaning that it didn't parse this 7. This must be 7, because it starts from 0, meaning that 8 will be 7. So you can see it went through the breakthrough people and material flow, and parses all the things here. So this is one thing. So you get the idea, right? When I use the premium mode, it didn't work. I will just go to the premium mode again. Now maybe switch to 6, so that it parses the 7 one, and then I will say reparse it. Let's see if it works now with the premium mode. If I go to the history, you can see that it's success, it's already failed here. It didn't work again, but I will upload the report again. I hope, yeah, I have here Kone sustainability report. That is the same report I used, but I will use the premium mode, and I will go to the page specification. I will choose 6 and I will say parse. So meaning that now I uploaded the PDF locally without the file URL, and I'm using the premium mode, and then I'm saying okay, just parse page 6. So it is loading here, and now it should parse that with the premium mode. It is loading, and it will take some time because in the premium mode, as I mentioned you before also, but if I go here, it performs the OCR, image extraction, table, and all the different things. If there is some equations, it will save it into the latex format and so on. So you can see here it parses all the different things. So here is the Kone Sustainability Report 2020 approach offerings, and it again extracts the heading also here, and there is the article and building for the future. So you can see here there is article, building for the future, and all the different things, and there is even one image here. So if you go down here, all the text is being extracted, and now if I go to the images here, you can see that that image is also being extracted, and here the whole page is also being extracted as an image because we are using the premium mode, which is the most accurate mode. There are the different output format. So this is the markdown. If you want to have the text, it is already there. In the JSON, you can see it is also extracted in the JSON. And then this is the images which I just showed you because it is extracting the images also, and the layout is also being extracted. So this is the layout that I was mentioning before. It is also being extracted. Okay, so now just to show you an example which is asked many of the times is, can it parse? Because when I'm demonstrating some of the parsing techniques or tools, you will be asking if it can parse the handwritten, scanned, or something like this, but this does a really good job. And this one I want to show you what happens if I parse with the fast mode, accurate mode, and so on, right? So this is the simple example I have here, PDF. Let me open the PDF here. So this is the PDF which I just draw it myself, and I have explained this in the doc link also, but that was not parsing this information. So here this is just a simple text I have written, handwritten and the scanned, both of those are being covered here. What I will do is, let me cancel this. I will just drag it and paste it here. It is handwritten scanned document, right? First, let's go with the fast mode because I just want to show you that not all the things can be done from the fast mode. What happens if I do the parsing here? This is the fast mode. It will just extract some informations here. So you can see that none of the things are correct. It just extracted something out of that scan thing. It is not correct. Now let's go with the accurate mode and do the reparse again. Let's see what happens with the accurate mode also, because now you can see it is a little bit better, but still it didn't get the information. Here you can see it is not getting the information, but it is better than the fast mode. Now what happens if we do with the premium mode? If I do reparse again, now you can see all the information is being parsed here. One thing is not correct here. It is doc link, but it says doc way. That is what it just found it here. But everything other than that is being correctly parsed, and you can just go here and see in the text, in the JSON, and the image. Does it find an image? Yes, it just takes image out of that also, so it gets the answer. Is there some layout? Yes, there is some layout also here. So is there some PDF? Please download file to see the PDF. Okay, great. And one thing here is we went through fast, accurate, and premium, but then the good thing here is you can just go to the auto mode and say here trigger auto mode on tables. So if you don't choose this one, and let's reparse once more time, right? So if I do the reparse, because now it is with the auto mode, right? And there is this accurate or premium. It chooses between that two if it finds the answer or not, right? If it finds the instruction what we provide. Here I haven't chosen anything, but you can see it didn't provide the correct one, although I choose the auto mode. This is what I'm saying. You need to do the trial and error in order to do things here, because I didn't choose these additional information to provide it to the auto mode. It just went through the normal and it didn't provide the answer for me. But now what I will do is I will say trigger auto mode on tables. So if I do this one, So it will now go and find the tables, and now it will go and parse the things. If it finds the table, right, it will be already going into the premium mode. So you can see here, it just went through all the different things. So if it finds the image, now if you see here, I just choose the auto mode on the table. If I go to the image, here it is choosing the things from here, right? And then if I go to the layout, everything is there. If I just say not on the tables but on the images, so these are the different things that you can just go here and try what it wants to do. It depends what it will be taking from that instructions here when we pass this auto mode trigger on image equals to true and so on, because there was some images being extracted from that particular PDF. So I hope that it also provides or parse the information, because there was the image already being captured out of that. You can see it captures all the informations. And you can just try with other things also. Trigger auto mode on the text. Here it says use a text to trigger the auto mode. You can just write some text here and so on. So you get the idea how to use the auto mode. You cannot just go here and magically it does the thing, but you need to go inside it and get the information. Now this is covered different modes. I covered almost all of those. So specific parsing is also covered, parsing instructions. And then here if you go to the parsing instructions, you can write here, as the example is just shown here, the provide document is a manga comic book or something. You can just say here this is the document of the handwritten something, and it will extract the information. Just to show you an example, I can say the provided document is a handwritten document. Just extract the table informations without additional text in it. That's it. Let's see if it works or not, because this is the instructions that I provided into it, and formatting instructions. So here it says allow the parsing to also format the output. Right now I will choose the premium mode, or you can choose auto mode. I will then reparse this. Let's see if it follows that particular instructions. I don't want other things to be outputted but just the table. So you can see here, so it says here is the table information extracted from the handwritten document. This is the table we want to extract. The document also contains a pie chart label this with 3 sections, this, meaning that it extracted what we want. There is no text, other things from that. This is where the parsing instructions comes into handy. This is really good because you might have complex documents, and inside one page also you don't want to get all the informations out of it. Right, this is kind of a handy to have the parsing instructions. So now let's parse the Excel. So what I will do is I will just take one example of some Excel file here. So NVIDIA quarterly revenue trend by market. So this is the Excel file. You can just try the same thing that I did before in order to extract the information. Let's use the accurate mode if it works, or the good thing is you can use the auto mode and just say okay, use both of these if it finds the information. Just do parsing. So if it needs to go through those things, it will use the premium mode, otherwise it will not go. You can see the information is being extracted from the Excel file. So you can just view from the text, also from the JSON also here. What I wanted to show you now is the image, because some of you said okay, I have the image, how to extract, right? What I'm trying to do here is I will just provide this thumbnail that I had before, the LlamaParse premium, right? So what I will do is I will just take this and drop it here. I will just use the fast mode, and let's see if it parses with the fast mode. I just want to extract the information, so the text out of it. It says Llama Cloud, LlamaIndex, LlamaParse premium. That was what the text was there in that particular image. It does not even need to go to the accurate or premium mode to extract the information out of it. So the next thing, let's go and parse the audio, because that was the newly added functionality. I have one audio file here. This is the LlamaParse audio. So I have created the video before, and now I want to extract this, just to show you that this was some image, some audio. So I can just bring it here. Welcome back. In this video, let's talk about GitHub Copilot. So this is something about the GitHub Copilot. Let me pause this, and I just want to transcribe from there into the text. So I can just use the fast mode here, and now it is taking the video file and then it will parse that into the text. But you can see there is some limitations how much longer audio it should be. So here you can see, hello guys, welcome back. In this video, let's talk about GitHub Copilot. So this is the thing that I mentioned in that particular video, and you can even already transcribe that from here. I think I covered most of the things here. So the specific parsing, parsing instructions, different modes, audio file, and all the different things. And one special things is also the different modes, right? There is a document for the output modes. So you can see that, so the default accurate mode can be outputted into these different things, and some of the things didn't work there with the structures and the PDF, because in the audio files you can just have it in the text, you can't have it in the other formats, the output ones. And then for the premium you cannot have the structure, and for the auto mode you cannot have some of the files being extracted there. So when I click the different output format, some of those were not there because it is not being supported there. So so these are the things that you need to be careful when you go through these documentations also. And now there is multimodal parsing, and in the UI you can see, if you click this one, and here you can choose the vendors to use. So here you can choose different models. I will choose the third party, and I will bring one of the let's say the file here is scanned. Okay, I'll bring just the scanned one. Okay, this is the same scanned one that I showed before. So you can see I have here third party model being chosen here, and I can see here, so this is the optional bring vendor API key. As you can see here, it is just bring your own vendor API at 0.003 USD per page on LlamaParse. But if you use the provided managed version from the LlamaParse, then it will be 10 credits per one page. So here I can just use this OpenAI, but you can choose different models from it. So custom Azure model if you want to use, or all the different things. And then you can see there is 10 credits, 20 credits, different credits for different models. So this is the simple one. I can just use the OpenAI GPT-4o mini. Say okay, do the parsing for me, and it will use that LLM to do the parsing, but I don't need to provide the API key. Now you can see the difference here. When I use the premium mode, everything is almost the same. Only one thing that was not being parsed is this spelling. It was not actual docling, but here with the help of LLMs you can see that we can even parse it with the docling. So you need to be careful here when using the third party or using just LlamaParse. Just to show you the same example, I will go with the premium. I will do the reparse. Just look into this docling, and if I do the reparse, it will not do the docling. There is some typo there. So you can see here is the doc way, and so the segment value 1, 1, 2, 3, and all the different things. It was not extracted accurately, but with the help of LLM, it was extracted what it was in the scanned handwritten PDF that I provided to it. So you get the idea. When you use the LLM, this is mentioned in the documentation also. You can use a vendor multimodal model. This is more expensive than the regular parsing, but can get better results for some documents. So we just proved that it works better with that, and it extracted the text quite accurately with LLMs. This is all the things that I wanted to show you from the UI. Now you can just go here and play around with this. I can refresh the page, and you can see we practiced quite a bit of this, and it is just 84 credits is being used so far. So but one thing to show you also, the credit for the free, how much you get, because I'm using the premium plan now. If I go to the documentation, just scroll down here into the pricing and users data. So you can see free users get 1000 credits per day. So we did all the different things which I just showed you here. It costs 85 credits, so it's all free. You can have 1000 credits per day, and the paid users get 7000 credits per week with $3 per 1000. So it's not that expensive if you see how the quality of the parsing or the parse document is. And now you can just go here and see all the different things: audio extraction, how many it cost, layout extraction, fast mode, accurate mode, and all the different things are mentioned here. So you can just go here, try yourself from the UI first, and then you can use in the code itself. So that is from the UI perspective. Now let's go into the code. So for the code, I have the YouTube stops repository, and I have this LlamaParse inside. So if I go here into the YouTube stops, you can just start whatever you want to do. Inside here, there is this LlamaParse, and I have provided how you need to follow also here. You need to clone this, go inside it, go to this folder, and I'm using UV in order to do the package or to do the virtual environments and so on. If you are new, you can go through this link. So this is the link to go through the UV, how to install it and all the different things. I have mentioning this in each and every video. It will take some time, but it's better for you to just go here. I have written step by step. So what I will do now, I'll go to my code. This is what I have already. I will do LSLIA, right? So you can see all the things are same here. And here I have these .env, .example and .env because I have my environment variables there already. So I will open these in the VS Code. Let me bring the VS Code here. So in the VS Code, I will show you the same things in the code. So this is the virtual environment. If you follow the things that I just mentioned, you can just go through this. So I think it's better to show you how the UV sync works. So I can remove the virtual environment. I will open the terminal here. So I already have the UV version. So you need to install the UV. Now I don't have the virtual environment. And I can remove this UV lock file because I don't need the UV lock also, because all the things are in the pipeproject.toml file. And I can just do here UV sync. It is so fast that it installs all the packages in just fractions of seconds. So you can see here, within this time, everything is done. It creates the virtual environment .venv here, and everything is being installed. The UV lock is also being created. That's the reason I'm saying try to use UV, and it uses the virtual environment here. You can see here it takes the Python's version 3.12 or greater. If you don't have, you can install with UV also. You can watch my YouTube in order to get this. I have mentioned the link also here. So YouTube link and so on, right? So in this case, we need to have the Llama Cloud API key. This is the file. You can rename this to .env. I have this .env here. You can just provide the environment variable. You can use the grog also. I'm using the Ollama, so you can use either Ollama or Llama Cloud for this. Just the same UI. If I go now, you can see the API keys. Just go ahead and generate a key and then paste it into there. And for the grog also, just go here, grog console, link will be in the description. Create a new API key, is free, and then that's it. You can just use that. After this, now we head over to this Jupyter notebook. So this is the notebook. I can cancel this. So yeah, this is the file that I will be running. Now let's just do some of the setup things first. And by default, it is already using the .venv because that is what I want to use. I have created just with the UV sync. This is how you read the environment variables from the .env. There are many ways how you can read the environment variables. You can paste directly in the notebook and so on, but this is good way how you can load. Once you run this, everything will be loaded and you have the API keys, right? And now from LlamaParse, we can import. You can just run this cell. I'm not going to run this, but you can print it. The environment variable that you have set in the .env will be just shown here. So yeah, when this is running here, what I can do is simple things. Just parser. You can have the LlamaParse, and there are different arguments that I just showed you in the UI, right? I can say if you want to have the API key already here also, you can use this without this load .env. You can just provide the environment variables here or the API key. Here result type equals to markdown. So you can say, okay, what is the result type you want to have? And this number of workers, if multiple files passed is split into number of workers API calls, you can use this here, whatever you want to do. Barwatch equals to true if you want to see the things there, and the language. So optionally you can define a language. The default is English, right? So if you pass this, that's it. You have the parser now. And if you want to just print the parser, if you print this, it will be showing you the API key, but I'm not going to run this. It just shows what is in the parser. And if you want to know the documentation of the LlamaParse, what are the different things that it goes inside it, you can just run this. Now you can see all the different things. So API key string you can pass there already, base URL is already there, that is taking from there, and all the number of workers is already set up, so progress equals true, and all the different things are there, right? So auto mode, so these are the parameters or arguments that you need to pass into the LlamaParse, which we just went in the UI, the different modes. That is how you can do this. Now what I'm doing here is in the documents, I'm saying, okay, scanned handwritten document that I just showed you before, right? So now I have everything in the data. This is also being uploaded in the GitHub, so you can just use these examples for your case also. I'm just passing the same things now via the code, right? So now you can see it started parsing the file, and that's it. It already did the parsing. And if I go into the documents, so this is how it is in the documents. And now if I want to print it, a pretty print has been turned off. So I have imported this program. So I can say from pprint import pprint. So you can see here now, this is the document, this is the ID, embeddings, and all the different things. Here inside there is the text being extracted. You can see this table information that we had, but if you want to have the text out of it, you can run this, and you can see this is the thing that is being extracted. But this is not extracted correctly as I showed you before, right? Because it's just saying some random stuffs here. So why? Because we use the normal mode here. But what we want to use is the advanced mode, and I will show you after some time here. You already know from the UI, but I will show you later how you can do that and to parse properly. I'm just showing you the examples of different things that we just did in the UI, so I will go quite fast now. Excel is passing the same thing that I have passed before. I can just run this. You can see it is here. If I want to print the things, everything is there. So if you want to have a better parsing as before, so you can have different modes provided. The parsing instructions is next. So parsing instructions, as I said you before, with one examples already in the UI, better parsing instructions, you can just pass into a parser and it handles it properly, right? Again, the purchase order document. So this is just a simple example of the purchase order PDF. It is in the different formats and all the different things in the PDF, right? So what we can do, let me load this first, right? Just with the simple parser that load data, and that's it. We have the parser. And now if I want to just extract the text, I can just run this once that is running, because it is taking, of course, some time to do the parsing. That is done. I can just run this. So now you can see that it is parsed here, but this is what it is there, right, in the PDF. So global text solutions and all the different things. I can just open this. So if you go here, you can see global text solutions and all the different things is there, vendor information, SIP2, and so on. If I go here, you can see all the information that is in the PDF is extracted. But the good part now is with the parsing instructions, as I showed you in the UI, we can have it better. So the parsing instructions, you can just write whatever you want to write it. So here I said identify the PO number, vendor details, and so on. And in the parsing with instructions, new variable now parse, I can have parsing instruction now there, and other things are just same, but I just provided the parsing instructions. So if you pass the parsing instructions, so now it started parsing the document. And now if I parse it, so you can see here, before without the parsing instructions, this is the normal things. Now with the parsing instructions and exactly what I wanted, it just went through that and say, okay, this is the PO number, this is the vendor details, this is the shipping terms, this is the itemized list of the product. It's easier to extract the information from the PDF and save it somewhere, so you can just do the analyze on top of it or ask question on top of LLM. And we can even ask a question with this parsing with instruction. Later I will show you RAG examples also with LlamaIndex. Now about the auto mode that I just showed you before. If it's the auto mode, it detects between the premium or the normal accurate mode, right? So here, just to enable that, you can just say here auto mode equals to true. That's it. But then again, just providing auto mode equals to true does not do the trick. So here you can have trigger on images in the page or trigger on the table in the page, right? So that's it. I just have the same attention all you need paper. So you can see this is the attention all you need paper, which has tables, which has images, like figures and so on, right? And there is also these equations and so on. So it extracts all the informations with the auto mode. It is good to use this kind of documents with the auto mode, because this PDF is 15 pages long, and as I said you before, we don't need to pay more for the normal text only pages. So it uses based on the information that we provided what we want. One thing is also that I haven't provided the parsing instructions. So you can pass the parsing instructions. Here I'm saying get page notes. So what it does is it gets the page notes, and I can say, okay, get page notes here. How many page notes are there? There are 15, because the 15 pages, 15 page notes. I can just say, okay, now provide me the second page, and I will run this. It says parsing with auto mode to get content, and it extracted in the mermaid format. So what is being extracted is 2, right? If I go here in the 2, so this is the first, and this is the second, this is the third, and again it starts from 0. So you need to remember that 0, 1, 2, right? So this is 3 page number, but we need to provide 2 to get the answer. So you can see this is being converted into the mermaid, and then there is this encode and so on. Same things here. The text is being extracted, and then the mermaid is being extracted here. So what I can do now, if I go to the text editor, so here this is the mermaid, right? Let's see if it works or not. You can just copy this, go to the mermaid viewer. So I have in the UI here open somewhere. So this is the mermaid viewer. So what we can do is just Control V, and this is the information being extracted from that particular thing. But it extracts the informations, and the good thing is it went to the mermaid, and now we can get the informations out of it. So it's really good that it even extracted these complex things. And now specific page number parsing, as I said you before also, you can just provide specific pages. It will just go through this. It just extract this page number, and you can just provide it in the 2 and 7. So it just provides that information. If you want to go there and see the things, as you can see, the same thing being extracted here and so on. So it's easier to just extract the particular page numbers out of it. And then one thing here is I have the link for the mermaid live editor here. You can just go through here, and there is this LlamaParse in the JSON mode for PDF reading. So this is also good, because if you want to have the JSON mode output also, here I'm just saying parsing get results, JSON results. I'm saying result must be in markdown, and then premium mode equals to true. This is just a simple parser, and I will pass the same scan handwritten document, so it's quite faster to do the things. And I can just go here and say, okay, JSON objects, it is shown here. I will import the JSON, and maybe I'll just take the keys phase. There is the job metadata, there is job ID, and the file path that is being extracted. You can scroll here and see all the different things. It is extracted here, and if you want to even just format it properly, you can just say what is there. So credits used so far is 87, 0, and all the different things are here. You can just play around with this if you need this kind of information. I'm just showing you this because you might need to know some of the things for displaying in the UI or somewhere, right? How many credits you have been used and so on already from the code itself. This is good. And the parsing the audio files also with the fast mode. You can use the fast mode equals to true. Just giving you an example that it works with the fast mode. You can parse this and then print it. The same information that we get in the UI is also being extracted here, and you can just print it, and that's it. This is being parsing here, and it will be shown here. And once, yeah, same thing, everything is here. And about the multimodal parsing also, I showed you in the UI. So this is mentioned here in the code. You can say parse LlamaParse use vendor multimodal equals to true. That's what we say. We check the multimodal. Inside there we said vendor multimodal modal name. OpenAI, we use the same thing before, but we didn't provide the API key, which is optional. If you want to use your own key, you can provide bring your own model. You can just do things. So you can see the pricing page also here. So this is the informations how you can do this via the code also, right? We extracted the informations. We have the document, we extracted it, we parsed. Now what? Maybe let's say a RAG example. So here I'm showing you the RAG example also, because if you extract the informations, how well it will provide. So for this, you need to add some additional things, because before we are just working with LlamaParse, but I have already included all of these in the pipe project home, so you don't need to run this. It's already there when you run the UV sync. So here I'm using the Ollama. For that you need to have running the Ollama, but if you don't want the Ollama, you can just uncomment this. But I have the video about Ollama also, how you can do this, but before this you need to have the Ollama running in your machine, right? For me, I already have it, but if you don't have the Grok API key, you can just use that. I will show you about the Grok also. I have this Ollama. I'm saying I want to use the Ollama model, and the embedding, if you don't have Ollama, I have here Hugging Face embeddings. You can just uncomment this and it will be running here. So this is Ollama embeddings. I'm using the nomic embed text, but for this you need to have these models locally downloaded, right? I can say Ollama list. You can see I have all the models downloaded. So I'm using this models in the code. And now under the hood, LlamaIndex uses the OpenAI models, but we want to use the models other than OpenAI, so we don't need to pay for it, right? So here I'm saying from LlamaIndex.core import settings, I'm saying settings.llm equals to LLM. Okay, I want to use Ollama models from Ollama, or maybe let's say Llama 3 from Ollama, and then I want to use nomic embed text from Ollama embedding. So I'm just mentioning this here so that it overrides that information. And now we can create the index, because we have the LLM, we have the embeddings, and we need to create the index also, right? For the index, we are just using the vector store index, and from document, and you can pass now this, the one that you want to have the questions from. So here I'm just saying documents Excel, so I'm using this Excel file, right? So I'm just creating the query, and I can say here, what is the total revenue in Q1? This, it will provide me the answer. What is the total revenue in Q1 FY25, right? So Q1 FY25 total revenue 26,044, right? 26,044, and if I go here, it is 26,044 million. So you get that you have the equations from the Excel also. You can go now. What I did, one more thing, is step by step things, right? So for you to work better with the Grok, so what I have done here is encapsulated all the different things into one class. So this is the normal embeddings, just so that you, if you don't have Ollama also, you can run this. So here I'm creating the class, and here I'm saying use the Llama 3 from the Grok, because you need, there are, although it is same Llama 3, it will be different namings there, right? And I'm saying here use this BAAI BG small from the Hugging Face. So the same thing that I did before here, and then I have this query documents, and I created this index for you. So once we have this being created, vector store from documents, now you can create the engine out of it, and you can just pass the document query engine, right? So once this is done, I will run, okay, engine document query. Now I can use all the different parsers that I created before, same as before, to show you that it works. I can use this one, right? And then here scan documents, I have different things. I can now ask with all the PDFs, because they are all being parsed. So I can say what is the age of Ram. So Ram male 45 age. So I can go here, okay, this is correct as before, right? And now I can say here what is the age of Ram. If you run this, it should provide me the answer. The document scan PDF is not here, so maybe I gave different name. So what I can do here is I will just go up here. So what I will do is here premium, or I'll say auto mode, right? Auto mode equals to true. I will run this, and then what I will do is I will just run this handwritten again, because why it didn't get the answer is because it was not parsed properly before. So I will just go to the documents, and now we have the documents, and now we have the parse as documents. So I will just say Control C, documents. I will just go down here. So here I will go to this one and query from documents, and I will pass the documents. So it should give me the answer. The age of Ram is 25, because now that is being parsed correctly. And I can even see the age of Ram. the age of RAM is 45 and the gender is male. So you can ask from that particular document. Okay, what is the BLEUE score of bytecode and so on. So this one you can just go here and run, and okay, the blue score of bytecode is 2375 for English, this translation. So this one I'm saying the parsing with auto mode with page number. And here audio file, what is the video about? You can just run this, and it is about the GitHub Copilot in VS Code. This is how you can ask the question from the particular document that is being parsed using LlamaParse. So now let's recap. We went through the LlamaParse documentations, went through the website walkthrough, we went through the limitations, supported documents, that's what we went, and about the main components. Okay, file upload, that's what we did. Different modes, yes, page number parsing, parsing instructions, multimodal parsing also. So we did the audio file, and we walked through these different things from the UI as well as from the Python code. I hope now you get the overall idea of Llama. That's what I wanted to show you in this video about LlamaParse. I hope you get some additional information out of it. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.